Hello to everyone that uh, will connect eventually or will see these videos. Um, so I was retired, actually, kind of retired of the spiritual teachings, uh, researching and many things that I will say, but I found out so many things that then when we are in the world of social media, that you have to post certain things and that I said it's impossible like to summarize in posts or or pictures all the experiences, all the things that I want to share. And actually my career started in Mexico with radio shows, actually, of spirituality. With one was 2010 Ahead of Time. And then like years keep running. Then it went to 2012, um, uh, and then 2021, the dawn of the new sun. And I was like through the voice communicating and doing exercises, and so that is what I want to do. This is my experiment I am starting of what is going to be a spiritual intelligence 2078, that I will tell you why. Because now that we are full, and I am actually full, I'm fed up of artificial intelligences everywhere, that actually what they do is like to get like all the information of what has been done to create and recreate things. But I think that an spiritual intelligence is the one that in their lives have been exploring many types of different, and studying and researching, and the experience of a spirituality, and to get to conclusions. And all of us, that we are many, I think, around the world, we have to have a voice between between so many things, so that the experiences and the research begin solving. Because looking, when we started, for example, when I started looking for spirituality, was how to solve my life. And in the past, I think, are like the main secrets of how to work with the challenges that we are facing now. I am starting this in a very special day, that is here in Mexico, is like the pilgrimage, the biggest in the world, to a feminine temple, the Lady of Guadalupe. That so today is a lot of faith surrounding me and surrounding all the city, because people from all over the country, and some come walking, and that, to this pilgrimage, to the myth of the appearing of the Lady of Guadalupe. And that's why I wanted, with all this faith, that faith actually comes from in any universal language of iron, because the symbol is F and an E, that is fe in in Spanish. So with all the iron in our blood, to create great things. And I was retired because many things happened before. Actually, I think when you are going to discover something great, or that could really change. Oh my God! Because I did this in Spanish, but in English I'm doing like double effort to think and to assemble all the ideas. So sometimes all the forces um, interact so that you cannot share that. And it started with my mother, that she had a cancer like 4 or 5 years ago. And actually, I was very, very angry with the gods and with all the energies that I was working with, because I said, if I was able, like a healer, to heal so many different people around the world, and unknown, some ones that I appreciated, but not the one that I love more. So I quit. I'm going. And that night, it started like with a dream. I started like lucid dreaming, but not lucid dreaming with images. It was a voice. It was a sound that was telling me, Isis got the pieces and Nephthys didn't. 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 And then I woke up in that dream and saw certain images that I remember. But then I said, what does that mean? And I remember that in one of the visits to Egypt, I asked the Egyptologist Michael, my great friend, that why, if of the two goddesses, if Isis just put like the liver, the spine, the feet of Osiris, she was the one with all the fame, and Nephthys didn't even have like a temple. And then he told me, I remember, like because it's like a secret that probably Nephthys is the shadow of Isis, the shadow. It's the first time that I heard that, but here my great friend of the Mexican tradition, Acatonal, in that time was telling me that most of the people here in Mexico, for example, the main feasts are when the sun is in the zenith. And for example, that those are like we have like two times in the year when the sun is in the zenith, that for 4 minutes your shadow disappears, and that they are, for example, the Mayan New Year, that is the 26th of July, is when the sun is in the zenith in this because it changes in different places, but mainly in the celebrations. And actually it was the base of the foundation of what's called Tenochtitlan, or Mexico City, the Aztec capital, in those dates, because and there are like celebrations of people like drumming and dancing, and most of the people is like referring to the sun, like the creator and that. But he told me there is a small group, that they are not waiting for that. They are when the sun is in the zenith, they wait when your shadow disappears, that is from 3 to 4 minutes, to work all the aspects of the Black Tezcatlipoca of the unconsciousness, to take away the idea that they had of themselves, their history, their the Yautl, the enemy, the rabbits, the weaknesses, the bad dreams, and all of that, and then to jump into the new shadow, to create a new unconscious, because the shadow has different colors that normally we don't see. For example, now I will start like translating Castaneda, when it was like hunting you, is like hunting is like checking your shadow, not your physical body, and many things. And And also, Akatonal told me about certain things that were done by witchcrafts that were done like by people in the tradition to kill people or to heal people through their shadow. And actually, he told me like that it was said how to the bad things that to be done in the shadow. So I said, okay, everything that goes to destroy can go in the other way. And I started doing therapies to my mother that actually she wasn't believing at all in these things, because I told her I'm going to do a therapy through the goddesses, and she told me she was almost a corpse, like which goddesses? Isis, Nephthys, and Medusa, and she started like laughing malinali. And I said, yes, those ones. And actually, I started doing all the things that I knew, like psychic surgeries and that, but instead of her body, in her shadow. And amazing, because she flipped the result. And then, actually, she's one of the best testimonials of living in the sixth sun. And so I started knowing that the shadows were really like important in our life. And I thought that I was discovering the main thing, but then when you are doing your research, that is what it was called animism. Animism, that is like the first religion everywhere or worldwide, in which we were split in four parts. That one was like the antimatter or your shadow, then your physical body, then the third is your energy, of course, and one spirit that lives when you die. And those were like the exact teachings of Mexico. Mexico, that if you know, it is said that is the place of the navel of the moon. So the teachings were how we were like the moon in the four phases, different phases, the four main aspects of us. That is the black and new moon, our shadow. Then the sounds that create us, and the energies, the colors that are like the waxing moon. Then those sounds and also those colors and those energies, that when they lose speed and they become particles, become your matter, that is the waxing one, and your reflection that will be the full moon, is the fourth, that they assemble in a fifth point that is between our shoulder blades. That was like the assemblement point of Carlos Castaneda, and were to keep the holographic picture of reality. And for me that was quite interesting to see all the things that are quite logic, that sometimes we don't see, we don't look at them with so much clarity. And I will be talking about all these things, very specific, how to work with them, and sharing so much information. But today, like I told you, is like the biggest pilgrimage to the Lady of Guadalupe. That the official story is saying that that the Virgin appeared to a native that was named Juan Diego, and then everyone, and that was like the Catholic version. But this is the original one. This is the original one, Tonantzin. That if you see, for everyone that has seen the Lady of Guadalupe, is very similar. But instead of stars, has eyes. Because in the codexes, the stars were drawn like every constellation or the ones that were important, like a cylinder with an eye. So it's not only one eye that sees everything. There are so many different eyes that are seeing everything. That's great. Because actually, all the monotheist traditions come from the adoration of the sun, like only one creator. And that's impossible because the sun has never irradiated carbon, for example, that is when the stars are dying are red, iron from our blood. For example, the magnesium, manganesium, molybdenum that we need, they come from blue stars that from the type like the Orion belt. So it's not just one creator. And the sixth sun actually was like the son of darkness. Darkness is that when it's the night, you can see all the stars because the sun is not like the only one, so you start getting like the information from so many other parts. And so from Tonantzin, in the Aztec calendar, that there were like two different counts. The one of 260 days, that is, it was like the ritual, like the religious count that it was done. That actually the Tonalamatl, or the studies of personality, are done with that one. That are like the 20 groups of the glyphs of ruled by the 13 days. And the other one that is the agricultural, that is the of 360 days, and 5 out of the count, like the Egyptians, that are exactly like the 360 joints that we have through our body, that actually are tied to time. They knew so many things that probably we didn't know. And if you count in the Lady of Guadalupe all the rays that has around, there are 260. These 260 rays were like goddesses or divine emanations that were creating Guadalupe. The pilgrimage actually was in the solstice. That was like everywhere in the world, like we're doing like Christmas, for example, to celebrate the rebirth of the sun. So it was to congratulate the Mother Earth for the birth of Huitzilopochtli, that was the sun as a baby, as a child, and of his twin sister Malinali, the healing ivy, that actually it is Malinali, the Orion belt, the center star, now is named Al-Nilam, but if you flip the name, is Malinal. So all these things about in the mythology about the fight between the masculine and the feminine, the sun and the sister, it begins in the stars. It is a fight between the stars that she calls him, saying, your kingdom won't last too much, because I am coming back, like healing everything. And I think these are the times, if we can have that information to assemble and to see. of the 52 emanations of, because in Mexico there were one of the main celebrations was the one named New Fire. That is every 52 years. That is the perfect alignment in a perpendicular line of the 3 stars of Orion and the Pleiades in the zenith. And that led to the count of 52 weeks of 7 days of all the calendars. And actually in the chessboard, if you go, that is what rules the collective, the time. And here in the tradition it was named the ladder to the heavens. And from those 260 goddesses around Guadalupe, there has been many things, because we know that actually the Lady of Guadalupe was painted by Tlacuilo. Tlacuilo were like the natives that were really talented, that was named Zipactli, that the order was to represent the Extremadura Virgin of Spain, because it was like the main ruler of Castilla, because it was the Catholic Elizabeth, the Catholic, and then Cuauhtonal, an eagle warrior, preserved all the tradition in the 260 race and in many things that are around her. And from them are like it was a clock, that this is an amazing research that my friend Acatonal did, of 52 stones that were all over Mexico that were giving like a clock that was through the shadows, that it started every day at 6:43 a.m. with this lady, that is Chalchuchtlicue, the lady of the flat of the jade skirt, and she's the wife of Tlaloc. And actually, this is like the lady that is ruling in a moon calendar that goes from each of them every 27 point something, let's say 28 minutes, but to complete the complete day. And of course, they are also ruling 1 week, like the 52 weeks of the year. Then they go to bigger measures. And what is interesting, because the last one before this one is Miquistli the Death, the Lady of the Death, that is ruling in the 28 minutes before the dawn. That is what is said, like that the deepest darkness in the night is before the dawn comes. And it's amazing because it is like the Lady of the Death that will come then with the Lady of the Waters. For example, here in the today, because they are also ruling 1 day each of them, and they go all over 1 day 7 times through the year. Today is the day of Tonacasihuatl, that is the Lady of Sustenance, of Abundance. The one that is ruling in the other calendar, because this is the feminine one, is ruling in Zipactli, the crocodile. The abundance, that is the archetype for the Egyptians of Sobek, of the medicine, and here for abundance. But all these things are to be done. not not just drawn, because I will tell you so many things in this new experiment of sharing information, because all of them are like what we call kin or postures. And if you see, for example, there is one lady that of course is looking to the left, that it will be, for example, if I am looking in this way, I will be looking to the left. And if you see, there is something here that is here, that is apart from her body. And this is the main thing. When you are looking like this, that's why I'm doing this, the shadow or your reflection is the one that is attached by a cord to you. And here, for example, if I am looking like this, the one that is out there is my shadow. If we see the colors that are giving like sustenance, because through sounds or numbers, the shadow starts changing of colors. There is like the golden shadow that is named by Carl Jung and everyone, the blue one that is the one that takes you to the future, and the red one. And for example, those are like the colors of the gods. So, and they have different like types of breathings. For example, breathing in 13 is like with the sun, that gives you like the yellow. In 7 is like of the Shipes Itlali of Mars, that gives you like the red. And in 10 is of the blue, that is the sun in the dawn, and of the stars of Orion. So if you start breathing, that we will start doing this, an exercise that I did in Spanish, and it worked perfectly. Start breathing, getting exactly like the position, because if you see her, she has like the right feet in the front, so it would be like with the right feet in the front, then the other is in the back, then the right hand, that is this one, is just like here, the other is just like here with the index in this way. And well, let's try it to see if the shadow, because in Spanish it works perfectly, changes of the colors, especially in the place, because it's saying that it's in the place of the head, is the cord to the head, that is to the brain stem. So doing this will be like, we can do it together, like close your eyes, breathe in counting 13, breathe out counting 10. Breathe in counting 7. Breathe out counting 13. Breathe in counting 10. Breathe out counting 13. Breathe in counting 7. Breathe out counting 13. Breathe in counting 10. Breathe out counting 7. And now I'm going to look through the camera. I'm trying to go to peripheral vision to see if the shadow gets other colors. That is getting like green, getting like the red tones also, and the yellows. And when you see that, then you can open yourself like the Egyptians, but it's the serpent one that is opening you, and you start exchanging through the cord that was drawn here to get from Tonacasihuatl. The sustenance, the abundance. And to enter in your body. And then it's like Om Teotl Aim Soviet. And it's amazing, it's a start recognizing the other part of us, our darkness, from which our light comes, and start interacting. Other of the ladies of Guadalupe is this one. This one that is called Ameyaltzin. That actually is like the spring of water that pops out of the earth. That in the tradition it was said that could be like the water if it's smiling or if it's angry. And most of us thought that it was depending of us. And no, it's not. Sorry to say it. It's not depending on us. It's depending on the minerals that the water has. The ones that are good with the organic life and the ones that are not. Actually, in the basilica where now all the pilgrims are, and that the first the base was a mirror, a water mirror. That was called like the fountain of eternal youth, that had all the minerals that we need, like magnesium, manganesium, molybdenum, cobalt, lithium, and all the ones that we need to be good. And that's why, and the pilgrimage were done like in the solstice, but like when the change of the Julian to the Gregorian calendar, it changed completely. But this is also telling you that the importance of the reflections, and your reflection is not just depending of you, it's depending of where are you reflecting. That actually, that was then I did like the main research, because I said, why all the Toltec gods are named Tezcatlipoca, smoking mirrors, so reflections of yourself. And then I said, for example, the goddess, the Japanese goddess of the sun, Amaterasu, said, I will hide in every mirror. Then I said, okay, probably the sun is hiding in the mirror. And the clue was there, because actually, if you research what the sun, the two minerals that produce is sodium and aluminum, and the mirrors of aluminum is like the reflection of the sun. And all the base of the monotheist traditions of created as the creator. Of course, if you reflect yourself in the aluminum mirror, you will see yourself as the sun. And now everyone is know, because of science, in this kind of advances, that for example, is not very good to be exposed like directly to the sun more than 7 minutes. And but if you are reflecting yourself in aluminum mirrors, it's like having micro suns in your own house. That actually I have been posting here, like the experiment of placing tomatoes and potatoes in front of an aluminum mirror and other types of mirrors that I started like in the alchemy. That's why I'm back, because I said I have to share all these kind of things because are amazing. For example, this is one mirror that is Malinali. There is a mirror that, of course, between it has silver, of course, because silver is a great bactericide and antivirus and that. But it has magnesium, manganese, and lithium. And if you see, because the mirrors, these are like a handcraft, and it's doing like the healing ivy by itself. But, and also I have like the Phoenix one that of course has based in the knowledge that I started discovering that the ancient ones left like a lot of chemical formulas in the names of deities and in the names of myths. And they are going to send me like the Phoenix one, that the symbol of Phoenix is Fe, that actually are the ones of the chemical periodic table. And if you see, this is amazing because it's like doing like feathers. And from your ashes is the rebirth. That also is representing the supernovas, the ones that are giving us like potassium, tungsten, and many different elements. But the results in front, for example, because we did the one of the mother knot of Egypt, that the one of the mother Nyx of Greece, that has nickel and zinc and niobium and many minerals, and we placed like the same potatoes and tomatoes. The ones of the mother Nyx reverse time went to like to be raw. The ones of the mother nut went like that here in the Facebook you can see the different days. Had like even the water in the middle, and the ones in the day 14th, and the ones of the in front of the aluminum were full of fungi and many things. So that's why I said, that's why it was said that the gods are like inside outside you, but in the reflection, and that we must have like the elements and the minerals inside to be able to, so that those forces work with us. Amazing things. Other of the ladies of Guadalupe, the first lady of the north, is this one, Coatlicue. Coatlicue, that is the lady of the death and life. This is like the best teachings in medicine that should be given to a doctor or anything that want to be like that. Because if you see there's a skull, there are like the hands and the feet, and these like pines that I know by the symbolic of Masons and that they represent the pineal and the pituitary glands, that they don't mean that they are here. But these are like complete teachings that death could enter through your feet and through your hands. And actually I started experiencing like placing the hands and the feet in water with minerals, and it is like a miracle. And then I started seeing, because tomorrow I will share things about the Atlanteans of Tula and the octants that they are caught in four, that actually when you place the minerals on that, it's like drinking those minerals through the water, and that enters to this area. Then the second one is what you take through the mouth, is just for this area, and that's why we accumulate fat here. The one of the feet is for the third area, and the other one is in the head. And so many amazing things that rejuvenate you and discoveries that are just in doing and seeing the things how they were not only in the Mexican culture. Actually, these representations in mirrors are like taking the chemical minerals in mirrors to represent the goddess or the good ones, in so that you can reflect in them. And if you have, because here we have in all the rituals in Tlojquenahuaque, that meant inside, outside, doing the correct things. So, for example, when I do like the phoenix, and I drink like a little bit of water with carbon from the ashes, and you start a process of rejuvenation that is amazing. That tomorrow I will tell you a lot of things about the octants, the Atlanteans, many things that I have been discovering. But today is like the day of the iron, of the faith of Guadalupe, and learning about the truth, the real truth, that is like the 52 goddesses around, that they are ruling every, for example, the last new fire was in 1974. The next one will be in 2026. So the first year is ruled by the first lady, also Chalchuctlicue, and then now we are in the because they start the 24th of November, in the year ruled by the moon. So today, for example, would be like the example of the moon ruling Metzli, that was one of the faces of the Black Tezcatlipoca, the feminine names. Together, the week, the day, for example, is the one of Tonacasihuatl. The week is the one of Chicomecoatl, the seven serpents, like the Medusa. And then every 28 minutes is rotating to other one. And when you are assembling 2 or 3 in the same vibration, and you know what to do, like what we did, then you get the results. And that's why in the Lady of Guadalupe they say that actually Tonantzin is always, it looks also like pregnant, because it's giving birth to things every 28 minutes, according to the different goddess that is like the 52 goddess, and one Xochipilli, like the Dionysius of the Greeks, that are part of this amazing knowledge that was left here. That tomorrow I will make a podcast that I will explain you where it comes from, the moon, where it comes the knowledge about the origin from Orion of the Atlanteans, and many things that I have been discovering that that change your life. Because actually, like I told you, when you are going to discover things like this, you are betrayed by everyone and things, and then you say, okay, what I did wrong, it's my karma. It's what? Then you see it's nothing to be with you. It is like Akatonal when I told him that the healing of my mother, he told me Ra, and that I was surprised because he didn't use like the word Tonatiuh, like the sun in Nahuatl. Is going to put all the obstacles to you to share this information, and actually all the obstacles came. Tomorrow I will be a part of the soap opera of my life, but because it's like the eternal fight between the fifth and the sixth son, of light and darkness, of the feminine and masculine. And Borra, it's also with Ria or Rea, the Titan, that if you flip it in English is ear, the sounds. That's why we have here in the sounds. And that's why I started in that battle, in that you almost died, that tomorrow I will tell you like the fight with the mosquito and everything. I start like finding that, for example, the relationship between the sounds and chemical formulas with Malinali, that actually is what like hearing, like my name is a chemical formula: magnesium, manganesium, lithium, sodium. The L is like a codex of 90 degrees, that it goes to 9, that is fluorine, and then more lithium, and then you get like Malinali, and that is supposed to be an extinct plant. But if you see the formula of many widths, it goes with that. It's like the nori, the one of the Japanese, that if you and that takes you to Orion, and many things about the matrix sound that actually are like when you see them, it's like I cannot even believe it. It's like eternity. And I will tell you the story of the mirrors, when it started, why the ancient texts said these ones live like 900 years, and then when they started adding lead to the mirrors and many things, so that we break like the alchemy spell of aluminum, of suffering that we have now in our reflections. So thank you very much for joining this first transmission. Many people, this was like the I hadn't spoken in English for so long. so long. I will get more fluid, I think, like water with the days. When I needed to share all these kind of things. And so I wish you like the 52 emanations of Guadalupe, that actually I have a workshop with Akatonal describing all of them, and rituals, for example, for Chalchutlicue, that is at 6:43 a.m. Normally when we wake up, we go to the bathroom. Actually, it's like taking like the old water, and actually it's like rituals like doing this, so that you don't have a lot of blood in your head. And so many things to be done with them, and then I will tell you why it's important this clock in the modern times, because all of them are going to align in the death in 2026, and to have a beautiful new life, we must change many things. So we need the spiritual intelligences claiming their voice and talking about their experiences. So a big hug from the navel of the moon, and see you soon.